hello there, my fellow Minecrafters and friends. It's Lordy32 here, and look at that behind me. Isn't that a beautiful sight? If you've just been to the end and you've killed the Ender Dragon, you've now got yourself an Elytra from an end city. You want some gunpowder. Why do you want gunpowder? You want to fly with your rockets as fast as you can around your lovely world. Well, this design here, this tutorial is going to help you do that by creating a farm for creepers, the most scary mobs in the game in my opinion. But anyway, so how do we do it? Well, we'll go through a bit of a step-by-step tutorial here. I've used glass. Glass isn't necessary, it's just for you to see what's going on. As you can see, I've made the main body of the design is out of a solid block, obviously to make it a bit darker in there, and we built it right up in the air, as you can see, to help with spawn rates. Okay, for the collection system we're going to need one redstone torch, 9 powered rails, you can use more if you wish, about 90 normal rails, 4 redstone blocks, a comparator, a repeater, 2 chests, a hopper and a minecart with a hopper. Alright, what I would suggest you do is you put your redstone blocks here towards the end, and also we need to have a solid block here, and then we put 3 powered rails, and then we put the rest being normal rails, and just towards the end here again we put our redstone blocks, and we put 3 no, that won't work, I missed by 1, never mind. So let's bring it back, the redstone blocks back by 1, and then you can put 3 powered rails across there. Then you want your normal rails turning the corner, back to 3 powered rails, and we can go back to normal rails, and then another 3 powered rails. There you go. Actually, let's leave that one for a second. Now we'll put this downward one in here, and then we can put the last powered rail back here. There you go. Sometimes you get those sort of issues where they like to try and join up, but that's the way to solve that problem. Alright, now we need to put a chest down. Just for a laugh, we're going to put a double chest down right now. I mean, you could put, if you want a bigger amount of storage, obviously there's quite a few creepers coming through here, so there's quite a bit of gunpowder, so you could put several chests down here and hoppers going into each one, but for now we'll just do the one double chest there. We've got the hopper going into the back of the double chest, and then you want a powered rail on top of that hopper. Now you want a comparator coming out of that hopper and into a solid block. That will tell when that hopper has an item in it. And then we want to put a redstone torch on the back of that block and a repeater feeding that way. And now we want to put some solid blocks just on top of that torch and on top of the comparator, and there you go. Now what will happen is whenever there's an item in the hopper, the comparator will cut the power to this powered rail, and basically it will hold the minecart here until it's empty, and then it will send it back on its way to collect some more. So let's stick a hopper minecart on there right now, and there you go, and off he goes, and that's it. Now he's going to be collecting that all the gunpowder up there, and then just stop here, empty out into the chest, and then he'll be off on his journey again. And now that will just keep on going. It's obviously picked up quite a bit of gunpowder there while we were building this system. Okay, let's go and have a quick check. There you go, 33 gunpowder. That's lovely stuff. And again, it'll come back and just wait there until it's unloaded, and then off it goes again. Really nice, simple collection system, and works really well in this case. Okay, excellent. Now we start to build the platforms which are going to push the creepers down. We're going to do most of this in a time lapse because there's quite a lot of block placement and it's all pretty similar. So we've got the magma blocks there, which are going to be where the creepers are being killed. Now we want to just step down one block onto those magma blocks to stop the creepers obviously stepping off. We want them to stay down there. And then we want to bring this first platform back 8 blocks. What a wally, I forgot to tell you these platforms are 13 blocks wide, each one of them. And we're going to have another 4 platforms, all 8 blocks long. And it's a good idea to have at least a 2 high block wall to stop the creepers stepping off as they're being pushed down by the water. As I say, I've done this in glass just for the tutorial, but I mean, if you're building this down underground in your base, then you're going to be digging out. You're going to be digging out these platforms rather than building them up like I'm doing here. So you can just basically leave them whatever stone they are. It really doesn't matter. We're then going to place water on each of the 4 platforms, which will obviously push the creepers down nicely onto those magma blocks and the collection system. Okay, it's now time to start building the very first platform. Now the platforms are actually 11 by 11, but they have 3 blocks missing from each corner, and we want to leave a 1 block gap all around each platform. Excellent. And as we pull away, you can now see the shape there. Now I'm going to carry on and build another 4 platforms above this one. Now just keep in mind here that it is a modular design. You don't need to build all these platforms to get it working. You only really need to build the one, and then you can just go from there and add more as you need. One will provide you with a reasonable quantity of gunpowder. Obviously the more platforms, the more gunpowder you're going to get. Okay, and the next part of the build here, you are not necessarily going to have to do. If you're digging this out underground, then these will just be the walls that are left from the dig, basically. But here I'm now going to build a box to encapsulate these platforms to make it nice and dark in there for the creepers to spawn. If you are building this up in the air, then you're simply going to be building a box which leaves a 1 block gap all around the platform. Excellent, and now for the fun part. We're going to go inside and we're going to start completing these platforms so that we can get the creepers to start spawning, and only creepers as well. We don't want any of the mobs to spawn because we're just after gunpowder. Okay. Right, so for each platform you're going to need 16 wool tiles. You're going to need 141 trapdoors, any kind, doesn't matter which kind, and each platform is going to require 109 solid blocks of any type, and then you're going to need a minecart and a row, just one row. You don't need that for each level, you only need the one rail because you're going to break it every time you put a minecart down. And obviously the most important ingredient, which is going to be a cat. And if you've built my iron farm tutorial, then you're going to have plenty of those cats knocking around, so you can just use a name tag to name them and they shouldn't despawn. And that's all you need for the platforms. Obviously you need to multiply that by each platform, so however many platforms you're going to make, and you can always start off with 1 platform and then go from there. Basically you don't need to build them all at once. You could make it a bit modular and increase it as you need more gunpowder. Now the first thing we want to be doing here is placing a cat on the center square. The easiest way to do that is to on the 7 block sides, is to count in on the middle block 5 and put a trapdoor down on the 5th one. And if you do that all the way around, you'll end up with the centre block surrounded by the trapdoors. And then just make sure your cat in the minecart is pushed into the centre there. And don't forget to name them as well, because you don't want them despawning for any reason. Okay, now we're going to place trapdoors along the sides of each of the 7 sides. We'll do that all the way around. And then open them up so they're laying down the wall. And basically this will trick the creepers into thinking they can escape over that wall, to the wall, and running away from the cat, they will fall down the hole, which is exactly what we want. Now we're going to put trapdoors across the entire ceiling, so that's every single block of the ceiling we need to be covered by trapdoors. And what this does is it stops this floor area being 2 blocks high, and that will limit the possible mob spawns in this area down to creepers and spiders, which is awesome because what we want is just creepers spawning here. And then in a second, once we've got the rest of these trapdoors in, we will do something to stop those spiders spawning as well, because a spider needs a 3x3 square to spawn. So what we need to do is make sure there's no 3x3 areas available for a spider to spawn. The way we do that is with carpet tiles, and we're going to do that now. And there's a specific pattern we need to do, so we need to do each of these corners like that, and then come 2 in from the middle and place another one on the 3rd tile. So you can see the pattern I'm doing here. Yep, like that, and again on the last corner there, and now one there and one there. Okay, and now you're just coming 1 in the centre of each of the edges. Yeah, so you go to the centre and then come back 1. Go to the centre and come back 1. And you repeat that process for every level that you've got. That's it. And once you've done it a couple of times, it's a really simple process and pretty straightforward, just slightly time consuming, but nothing to majorly stress about. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is we've got far too much light in the bottom here, so I'm just going to exchange these for solid blocks. One thing I haven't actually mentioned just yet is why we've got 4 levels of water pushing the creepers forwards. There is actually a specific reason for that, and that is that we need to get enough blocks away from the creeper area for them to spawn. And that's why we've got the 4 platforms. It gives us just the right amount of space when we're standing in front of the glass to cause creepers to spawn nice and quickly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, well, there you go, one finished creeper farm. And I think you'll agree by the look of the creepers flowing down here, it works quite nicely. And whether you build it down below ground or whether you build it up in the sky, it's still going to produce quite a fair bit of gunpowder. Obviously up in the sky where it's away from all the cave systems and mine shafts, it's going to be a lot better. I mean, you will be able to you could go around and light up all the mines and the tunnels and stuff, and they will spawn a bit better, but obviously, you know, it's give and take, isn't it? I mean, we like to design nice bases and stuff, and I think this is a really cool farm to have in your base, to be honest. It's you know, these are one of the creepiest mobs in the game, pun intended, and to stand here right next to these vicious little creatures and not be damaged is really good fun. So yeah, I recommend you go and build one of these in your bases, and then come back and leave us a comment and tell us how it went. And all that leaves me now is to say, yeah, if you like this video, then please leave me a like. If you loved it, then please subscribe. And above all, guys, have an amazing day. All right, you take care now.